This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP Network.
This is episode 695 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for December 30th, 2025. Hey everyone! Well, it is a new day, the place is set up, and so I just need to wait now for whoever my next guests from the UUOP Network podcasts will be to join me in my house to discuss their epic universe, Good, Bad and Uglies. If you haven't already, please go back and listen to last week's episode 695, where I had the first half of the network podcast hosts on to discuss their epic universe, Good, Bad and Uglies, before listening to this one. But right, I am just waiting for the doorbell to ring, and that should be any minute now. Oh, I wonder who this is. Oh, it's Guy and Dawn, my unofficial Universal Great Britain podcast co-host. Hey guys, come on in.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
I am doing well. Come on in, sit down. So,
Thank you for having us.
you are welcome, of course.
What a lovely place, Lee.
Well, thank you.
You got the kettle on?
Always, the kettle's always on because we are the British podcast, so of course we'd have to have tea and biscuits.
We have to. Oh God, crumpets! Come on, let's not mess around.
I'm not a crumpet guy, to be fair. I will eat them, but I'm not that bothered. It's all about the biscuits for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, nice to see you.
Yes, of course. Nice to see you guys too, and to talk about one of our favourite things. As I've said, Epic has been open for quite some time now, and just to give everyone an idea, how many times have you two been to Epic at this point?
Oh,
How many times have that?
I think we've done 5 visits because we bought 2 preview dates just before the grand opening, but one of them was not such a great day, so they gave us a comp, which we came back for. Then we did the grand opening day, and then we did one more day with you and Tracy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all rolled into one for me.
Yeah, but we haven't been back since 2 days after the grand opening.
Yes. So that day you were there with us.
Yeah, so we
Interesting.
have had a rather fortunate experience of the park, I think it's fair to say.
Yes. So, Dawn, we are going to start with you. I'm going to go ladies first. Dawn, let us start off with your good.
My good is the park itself, the aesthetic of the park. It's so pretty. It's just such a nice, everything is just so well done. And I know we were there right at the beginning when it first opened. So it just it feels really clean. And it just feels really sort of as open. It's just such a nice place to kind of hang around, to walk around in. Everything's quite spaced out. And it's just, apart from Nintendo World,
Yes.
Yeah.
that felt very overwhelming. As
Yeah.
soon as you kind of walk through those doors, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to just run.
Super Nintendo World felt overwhelming when there was even only like 500 people in there. It's
Yeah.
It is that place that I'd hate to be someone with any sort of neurodivergence walking into that park as like, whoa.
Agree. I mean, it's a lot of kinetic energy and a lot of sound and a lot of color. And it's
much
amazing.
going on.
Don't get me wrong, I love it, but
Yeah, it feels like you're actually just immersed in the Mario games that I used to play. But it's just there's so much. That land is just too much going on. Yeah, the sound, the colors,
but it's stunning to look at.
People.
I mean, if you're talking about aesthetics, it's incredible. It's just
the whole park's incredible.
Yeah.
Like it's so well done. It's just every single land and Celestial Park.
Celestial Park is stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's my good.
And even, so to go off the back of that, you guys said that you haven't been since that opening. Like, we were obviously there in October. Even when that park is rammed, Celestial Park still feels very open and spacious.
I can imagine, actually. It's it's huge. It's absolutely massive.
Yep.
I can't wait to go back and see it again.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Just to jump in there, because I have to do my job, those are worlds, not lands, Dawn, so I would have to pull you up before somebody else does. Moving on, these are the ones. What is your bad?
My bad is it's because it's so spacious that just there's not much shelter at the park. at Epic
Yeah.
in general. So I mean, we were there. We experienced just intense heat
With you
and
guys.
sunshine, and we also experienced torrential downpour. And just we were in Blue Dragon.
Yeah, we got stuck in Blue Dragon in a downpour, and we decided we couldn't just stay there forever. So we
I mean, I don't know
decided
why, but all right.
Well, it was our last day, and there was like an hour left in the park.
Fair enough.
So we're like, we have to do something.
So we ran to Ministry,
We got drenched in the walk from Blue Dragon to Ministry.
and that's not that far. And that's my bad.
The thing is, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, and in either of the other two parks, if it starts hammering down with rain out of nowhere, you're normally not that far away from somewhere you can duck into. A shop, a restaurant.
Islands is similar to Epic.
Similar, but okay, Zeus, there's Cat in the Hat, there's the shop there, there's
there's not much.
Lost Continent, there's Mythos, there's the whole shop, there's lots of little things, buildings to duck into.
Yeah, in Epic, it is so spread out. Everything is so spread out. Like Celestial Park is big. And if you're just stuck there, where are you going to really run to?
Yeah.
Depending where you are, Celestial Park, you can
depends.
be like a minute walk from like any shelter.
It's like a blessing and a curse, the space.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting that your good and your bad are actually very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one helps the other in a way, doesn't it?
It does, though, yeah.
And there's just no shelter at all, even for the what ride were we, the pickup swing gliders.
The queue.
The queue.
Oh, yes. I did an 80-minute wait in that queue when we were there in October. It was not fun.
No, there's just no shelter. And which leads on to my ugly. The fact there's no shelter, there's nowhere to go. So there's only, 3 rides
Yeah.
that are indoors.
Yeah.
And
the 2 shows.
and 2 shows. I mean, what else are you going to really do there if it's it down with rain? Or, if you just want some shelter from the sun, that intense heat as well, there's not much.
It's kind of the consequences of the lack of shelter mean that in intense heat or in really bad weather, it's actually not a very pleasant place to spend time.
Unless you manage to get holed up in a bar, which we have.
Well, that is, that's always my go-to backup plan. But
Then do you run from one place to the other if you're sort of stuck in?
yeah, but the thing, it's one of those things where if you were at Universal and if the weather forecast was for rain, like all day, you just kind of discount Epic now because it's not worth going to if it's going to be raining all day.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of the reviews of Epic are about, because like a lot of people obviously travel with their kids, if it's raining or if rides break down or if it's, I don't know, whatever happens, they can't really do anything much because there's not much entertainment. I don't know. I just feel like it's more.
It's a very weather dependent park.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And I think it's that thing. It's going to be very different when people can come and go. I think that's the problem, that people are having to buy one-day tickets now. So if you're buying a one-day ticket and you've spent $170, $180, you don't want to leave. Whereas if it's part of your multi-day ticket, you can afford to go and come back later, or we'll just come back tomorrow or whatever.
It's okay. And also, you're not only just buying a one-day ticket at this moment in time, you're buying a dated one-day ticket in time,
Yes.
often weeks or months in advance.
Yes.
So if you get unlucky, you get unlucky.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Interesting. Guy.
Okay, so my good, and I'm not quite sure what word to use to sum this up, but I'm sure you know what I mean. It's kind of like it's the overall ambience or like the placemaking within the park. So yes, the visuals, which Dawn mentioned, are a big part of that, but it's how everything ties together and what a nice place every land is to just exist within, with maybe the exception of Super Nintendo World. So yes, the rides there are phenomenal. They are, they are some of the best in the world. But what I'm looking forward to when I go back is just being there. It's a combination of the sort of the theming of the lands, the worlds, and how every portal feels so distinct from one another. It's the actors that they have, the entertainers who are kind of interacting with you. It's kind of it feels like an incredibly nice place just to spend time.
Yes.
I think the word you're looking for is world building.
Yeah, I got placemaking, but world building is a better way of doing it, saying, yeah, 100%.
everywhere feels like a real place.
Yeah, and every world portal is very distinct. You feel transported when you're within them. And okay, so with the other original two parks, I love them, but there's not many places within those parks I just want to spend time and not do much, hang out,
Yes.
I mean, yes, with a notable exception of Backwater Bar, which you're familiar with my love for that place.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to just hang out in Hogsmeade because it's crowded and it's small and it's cramped. I don't want to hang out in Diagon because there's nowhere really just to sit and enjoy. But in Epic, I would, I sit on the bench in Ardebirk, or, sit on the terrace in Ministry.
Or you can just sit in Celestial Park, the benches there, and just watch the world go by.
Yeah.
Or read a book.
So yeah, world building, place making, ambience, whatever you want to call it. That is, for me, the strongest aspect of the park at this moment in time.
Interesting. And now, I hate the only problem with doing good, bad, and uglies is it's very much steered towards the negatives. But anyway.
Okay, my bad. And this was completely out of Universal's control. I understand that. But it's the location.
Okay.
Now, I've got a few different reasons for this one. The main one is the one thing that I've always loved about Universal compared to any other theme park resort, particularly Disney World, is how compact it is, how walkable it is.
Yes.
It's, I don't think of Islands and Universal really as two distinct parks. Anytime I'm in one, I'm basically in the other.
Yeah.
You are a short hop away. Then the hotels, restaurants, City Walk, there's so much to do, which is all within a sort of 15 to 20 minute walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up until recently, there was no get on a bus for 20 minutes to get somewhere else. The other part of this is that, unfortunately, Epic is built next to or close to a wastewater treatment plant.
I have not managed to sample what you're about to say, but I have heard a lot of complaints of it.
Yeah, we sampled it once on one day, and it was over in Ministry, which is obviously apparently the closest part of the park.
Oh yeah, oh my god, the smell.
Oh well, apparently it was built there on purpose because everyone says Paris stinks like shit anyway. So
yeah, well, I've been to Paris and I can confirm. But yeah, that is not great. And again, outside of Universal's control, it couldn't be part of the original campus. The wastewater treatment plant is unfortunate, but it was there first. So I understand why it is where it is, but that location for me is a downside because can you imagine an alternate reality where there was space at the original campus for Epic and you had 3 parks connected to City
It would be
Walk?
amazing, yes.
That would be amazing.
So that is my out of Universal's control bad because, that's a personal thing. I don't like spending 20 minutes on a bus at the end of the day. When park hopping does become, a viable thing in the future or next year, it's still not going to be that easy to hop in and out of Epic.
Yes.
It's going to be go to Epic for the morning and then go somewhere else for the afternoon.
But they want you to stay at Stella Nova or Terra Luna or Helios at that point. So
I understand.
They'll be wanting or expecting people that if you're doing Universal as a destination for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, whatever it might be, that you'll resort hop.
Well, that's what we're doing when we're next back there in March. We are going to do Stella Nova and then we're going back over to Sapphire. But again, I don't like doing that. The reason we stopped doing Disney, we used to do sort of like a little bit of Disney and then longer at Universal. And eventually we were just like, we don't like after 3 or 4 days packing up and moving. It's just annoying. It basically wastes almost a day of your trip,
I mean, it doesn't. We did it for 3 different hotels when we were over for 10 days in December. When was that? The weekend of 2022. We did 1 night at Cabana Bay, 3 nights at Sapphire Falls, and 5 nights at Portofino Bay. So we packed up and moved twice.
You are much, much better organized than we are as people, then.
I have a wife that can't be anything else.
Yeah, I have a wife who's incredibly organized, but she has to deal with
I think that's different, though, because that's just one hotel. Doesn't he have to drive, 20 minutes?
Yeah, that is.
And then you have to actually check out and then wait and check into a totally different resort. I don't know. It feels more long-winded moving from Disney to Universal than from different Universal hotels.
Yeah, look, I know it's not a deal breaker for us, obviously, because we're doing it. I'm just saying, in an ideal world, I would like Universal to still be a walkable, compact resort destination, because that was one of the things I've always loved about it.
Yeah, me too.
But I'd rather have Epic than not have Epic.
Exactly. So, yes, it's a means to an end at the end of the day.
moving on to my ugly, and this touches upon kind of what Dawn was saying as well, but from a slightly different perspective. And I'm sure you're going to probably hear this quite a lot, but that is capacity. Not just when it rains, but particularly when it rains. But even ignoring that, for a world-class theme park with the sort of crowds that it is, unsurprisingly getting, currently it does not have the capacity to support the number of guests. It just doesn't.
Nope.
I mean, okay, the park itself, the world's
Yes.
celestial, sure, they do, but there's not enough going on to absorb people. And part of that at the moment is obviously reliability, because, you've got major attractions that are routinely going down. Ministry, I understand, incredibly complex ride system. Mario Kart, I have no idea why that's spending so much time going down. It's the third installation of that ride.
Yes.
Donkey Kong, yeah, okay, it's still, only up in Japan a little bit before Epic. But, those are three major rides that, are going down multiple times a day, almost every day. It's not great. And then, Monsters obviously is a people eater, so is Stardust. But apart from that, everything else is fairly low capacity.
Yes.
And, it's a shame, but this is having a direct negative impact on people's perception. Not people like us so much who are obsessed, but your average park goer, it's really affecting their perception of the park.
Yeah, because again, but it also comes down to buying a single day ticket.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a multi-day ticket and you can come back multiple days, that's fine. You go, all right, we'll just hang out today. We'll do what we can. Then we'll come back and knock out tomorrow what we didn't get done today.
Yes and no. But, I think that, there's not many people out there who are going to be perfectly happy waiting 3 hours to ride anything.
Anything, no.
No matter how many days or how many opportunities they have to go there, the physical act of standing in, the ministry line for 3 hours is not going to be a fun experience.
No.
So I hope it will improve.
Has it improved?
No, it hasn't.
No.
Doesn't seem to.
As of recording, I am recording this ahead of time. A friend of mine who used to work for Universal went to Epic for the first time yesterday and didn't get to do either of the shows because they kept going down. They never got to ride Donkey Kong more than once because it kept going down. So yes, they are still having major ride issues. And,
even if they weren't, I still think the capacity is just not good enough at this point in time.
No.
Even if those rides are running at full capacity, some of the choices are mind-boggling for that park. Like Dragon Racers Valley, the capacity of that thing is pitiful. Why would you install that in a major theme park?
Right, because it's adding a cheap third-tier attraction to that world, like a Stormforce Acceleratron in a Marvel Superhero Island.
But Stormforce Acceleratron will eat people in comparison to that thing.
I would maybe a little bit more. Maybe
up to 4 people per not teacup, whatever they call it.
All right, then let's talk Doctor Doom then.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So Doctor Doom and Dragon Racers Rally are your Stormforce Acceleratron and Doctor Doom of Marvel Superhero Island. They are rides that are relatively cheap to put in just to increase the world's capacity as a whole and allow them to spend extra money on the top tier attractions in that world, which are the Untrainable Dragon and Hiccup's Wing Gliders.
And Hiccups is fantastic. And that that's got a decent capacity. Although I hear they're only using one half of the...
I think they've opened it back up to both sides now, but it was for a while only doing one side.
Now, the one thing that park is really missing, from my perspective, is a high capacity, family friendly dark ride. Something like E.T. in Studios or Cat in the Hat maybe in Islands. Something which everyone and their grandma can ride. Is a continuously moving thing which can just pump people through.
It's indoors,
air conditioned, out of the rain, and everyone can enjoy. It's the one thing that park doesn't have. But yeah, that's my ugly, and that's the thing that park can only improve over time as the rides get more reliable and as they build expansions. Naturally, the capacity is going to increase.
Yes.
So I think it's just a matter of waiting it out. But at this point in time, as much as I love the park, it feels from an attraction point of view or perspective, underbaked.
Do you feel they rushed the opening date so that they can start getting money back?
I don't know whether they necessarily rushed the opening date. I think the powers that be, decided they wanted it open on May 22nd, and the people actually building the park were like, oh, we're not going to get everything finished by that. So what we will do is we'll get this lot finished, and then what we can do, which from a resort wide perspective is pretty cool because people are still going to the park, people are still spending money, but then in a year's time or 2 years' time, you can go, hey, here's a Ministry of Magic expansion, here's a Super Nintendo World expansion, here's a Dark Universe expansion. So in 2 or 3 years' time, that park's going to look very different, but the people are still spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have not the best experience right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a shame that because I wish I didn't have any that sort of level of criticism. I think it's really holding it back at this point in time.
Yeah, we really are ending on a downer, aren't we?
It's awful. I love Epic Universe.
Yes, I mean, that's the thing.
I
at the
can't
end of
wait
the
to
day.
get back.
Yes.
Cannot wait to go back.
Well, thank you guys for coming round and giving me your good, bad and ugly, but I'm sorry I'm going to have to kick you out because I've still got quite a few people to come in, but...
I'm used to this little treatment from you, Lee. It's okay.
I know. But thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Bye.
The only other members of the network that live in the same country as us and we hardly ever get to see them, we need to make more of an effort, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to have to go and pee before the next people turn up. Seriously? Oh, it's Maddie from Russia Fear. Hey, Maddie, are you missing someone? Where's Michelle?
The flights and the US is just kind of weird right
That's
now.
fair.
So
Yeah.
I lost her in the airport Home Alone style.
Oh, right. I will get on that after we've got off. Well, anyway, it means we get to spend some time together, just you and I, because we haven't really seen each other much lately.
I know.
A quick wet hello at Halloween Horror Nights briefly, and that's about it.
A very wet hello.
It
That
was
was
very
probably the
wet.
wettest day of Halloween Horror Nights we've had so far.
Nice, and of course we'd be there.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've been asking everyone, Maddie, just to get a kind of sense of your experience of Epic Universe, how many days have you spent at Epic so far?
Oh, wow. I think I am now up to 6 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and a good mix of, because obviously it's this episode of talking about everyone's good, bad and uglies, I think is very much affected by when you got to go to those parks. So you're in a similar boat to us because I know you did previews, but then you were there last time we were there.
Yes.
Or like Saturdays. So you've run the full gamut of being there during previews when it was relatively quiet to then full on, this is a show.
Oh, yes. My wife, which is so fun to say now, my wife, as of 2 days ago, my wife was a Universal team member. So we were lucky enough to go for 4 separate team member previews.
Nice.
And Lindsay was like doubly lucky enough to get the very first day of family and friends preview. So
Nice.
I was probably within the first 1,000 non-team members to be inside the park.
Wow.
Which was an absolutely unbelievable experience that I think both of us are just so incredibly grateful for. And looking back on our time in Orlando, which is so bittersweet now that I'm moving to a new state in 2 days.
I know, I can't believe you've stopped over here before then heading over there. I appreciate
I know,
the
right?
effort.
What a crazy vacation. That's one of our, I think, favorite days in my 8 years in Orlando.
Oh, I'm sure.
Nothing will top it.
No.
You know, no one was able to take pictures. No one had their phone out. It was just a bunch of theme park nerds and family and friends of team members existing in the park like it was the 1990s again. You know, just it was beautiful. It was a magical experience, and we were able to do absolutely everything we wanted to. And there was still, things weren't painted. Like, it was just such a crazy, crazy experience. So to be able to go back last week and see how far the park has come since that first day is unbelievable. It's like night and day.
Yeah, I know. It's like with us having to go to the media event of being so ultra privileged that going back now when the park's open and it's at the capacity that it is, it's like, what the hell's going on? What happened to this park? But I'm going to save that. I have not done my my good, bad and ugly yet, but let's just say that plays into it a little bit. So speaking of which, Maddie, give me your good.
My good. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to choose because there's just so much. I think I have to categorize it. I think I have to categorize it into different buckets. So like my good ride, Monsters Unchained. My good food, the mead in Dark Universe.
Interesting.
My good show, The Untrainable Dragon. Makes me cry every single time. My good land, I still think, is Dark Universe as well.
I have to do my job. It is a world, not a land. Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, the portal. There's so much amazing things to look at and things to do and things to eat and things to see. And I think my favorite costume out of any of the ones that the team members wear is the Burke How to Train Your Dragon costume.
Interesting.
It's the best.
It's
so cool.
Yes. It's the most unique for definite. Because like the Super Nintendo world costumes are kind of just the what you would expect. Mm-hmm. Same with Darkmoor, same with Potter. But yes, they are entirely themed to the land world. Sorry, you are in.
Yeah, and very similar to my costume that I wore in Galaxy's Edge, it's completely customizable per team member.
Interesting.
So yeah, so they have like, I want to say 5 to 7 shirts you can wear. There's like 3 to 5 different pairs of pants and skirts and shorts. And then there's multiple head accessories. There's capes, there's leg accessories and arm wraps and jewelry. And it's just...
That's awesome.
Seeing every team member make the costume so uniquely their own has been so fun. It's adorable. I love it.
That is awesome. I did not know that. And that makes, that's something to pay attention to whenever we go back, whenever that will be. I have no idea.
Yeah, same.
And it's kind of killing me right now as well. But yeah, that's really cool because did you say that was something you could do in Galaxy's Edge?
Yes, yeah. For myself at Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run the attraction, we wore what we called the villager costume. And it was the same costume that merchandise and food and beverage and photo pass and custodial wore. But you'd never know because we have so many versions of the costumes that everyone is able to just customize it as much as they want. It's really, really fantastic. And it really makes a themed land come to life.
Oh, yeah. And that's, and we've talked about it a lot on the podcast with Burke being the most complete world at the park. It makes sense that that's the world that would be available in, and it is stunning. I love Burke. I just want to. Yes. Most people just say, I just want to live there. I just want to exist, and just
Absolutely. I think that would be my good for like character interaction. It's Burke. The walking around Vikings are hilarious. I mean, stopping to talk to one of them can turn into like an entire 15-minute experience. Yep. It's so cool.
We bumped into Astrid and Twig coming out of the Untrainable Dragon. And Twig is in love with Astrid and was like trying to like get her to, she was like sat up on the fence and she was like, pull me down, Astrid, because we can't. And someone offered to help her and she's like, no, it has to be her. We're like, whoa, okay. And then as she walked away, she turned to Grace, who was with us, and said, I wonder if she'd love him as much as when I take his other foot. And we were like, what the hell?
It's so good. I love it. And I also love that they didn't put Toothless behind like a wall.
Yes.
You know, you're able to, even if you don't want to stand in line to meet him, which we still never have, you can just stand there and watch everyone meet him, from little kids to full grown adults. And then you get to watch, you know, various Vikings interact with Toothless, but then you can also see Astrid and Hiccup. And it's great. I love it. It's a land you can be fully immersed in without even trying.
As a nearly 50-year-old man, I forgot for the briefest of seconds that was not a real dragon. And I was like, whoa, hang on. That's, okay. It is impressive. Very.
It is. I love it.
Okay.
Good job.
Moving on to the bad.
I think my bad is very unique to Lindsay and I's situation.
Okay,
so Lindsay has the AAP. And the way it is unfortunately set up at Universal is you do have to go to the entrance of each attraction to get a return time for said ride or show. And at the North Campus at, Universal and Islands, it's a lot easier because the attraction entrances are not hidden all the way in the back of a portal. You walk through Hogsmeade and you just bump into the entrance of Hagrid's. So for us to make a return time, we'd have to go all the way into a land, get the return time, and then we would then have to decide, okay, do we want to hang out in this land for as long as it takes to have the return time become available? Or do we want to wander outside of the land, do something else, and then just like slowly make our way back?
Yeah.
So I think in the land of accessibility, that is something that isn't ideal. I'm not going to say it's the worst thing in the entire world, because there's definitely worse. But I think it makes it difficult for people who are using that service to kind of plan their day and not have to go, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, or, do like hang out in an area where they may not want to for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Like Potter is amazing, but Potter is also somewhat small and it doesn't have a lot of like outdoor seating. You would have to like go into, I believe it's called Cafe Siren or the...
I'm going to tell, because Tracy B should be banging her head off the table now. It's called Cafe L'air de la Sirène.
I'm very bad with pronouncing anything, unfortunately. But yeah, so I think that's something that they could definitely work on. And of course, the park is still within its very first year. So there's not any complaints that people have about the park. I think they do have to think in the back of their head, they're still learning. The park's only been open for a year. Yeah, we did have previews, but like the team members and the family and friends and the annual pass holders can only do so much when it comes to discovering all of the little nitty gritty details that can be fixed and changed. I think come going into its second year, we might see, an increase in capacity, or maybe announcements about a new land opening or a new attraction opening, or, a new food offering. Even the last time we were there, the Christmas decorations were going up, which was adorable. So the park is going to be constantly changing now until the end of time. So things could change.
I would agree with you to a certain extent, but this isn't Universal's first rodeo.
No.
It's not like they're coming into this as a brand new theme park company. They've been operating theme parks for a long time now, and little things like you've just said there, they should already know. What my perspective of that is they didn't want to put like a podium or a little stand somewhere at the front of each portal for people to use that guest assistance pass, because it takes away the immersion. They want people to see everything as it is, and it's sometimes trying to build a park that is themed to that, literally to within an inch of its life. You have to take out little things like that help the guest overall, and it's difficult. As someone who's been fortunate enough to use that guest assistance pass with people who we've been there, I never had that issue because it wasn't something that I really thought about. It's like we did Battle of the Ministry, I think is the worst one because it's right at the back of that world.
Yeah.
So luckily enough, we decided we had a reservation at a restaurant. So we knew that the line for Potter, even with a return time, was going to be a couple of hours. So we walked over, we got our return time, we went for lunch, and then by the time we came out of that was ready. But I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, especially Potter. It's like you're walking all the way in, and then it's like, well, I don't really want to spend, especially because that return time is going to be a couple of hours. What do we do now?
Right.
So that one very specifically. I think the others aren't too bad, but that one very specifically, because there's nothing really else to do in there at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. There's so much room for expansion all throughout the entire park. And that's what I'm the most excited about. I think, like I said, looking into the future, anything that they add is just going to be a bonus, because I think the park is in a very good spot where it's at. I will say my other nitpick is how loud Mario is. Just the land itself. You go up the escalator and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cute and fun. Like, yay. And then you step through the very, somewhat quiet Peach's castle. And then you go through the double doors into the sunlight, and you are just hit with this overwhelming, just noise.
Oh, it's not just noise, it's visuals, it's everything.
Yeah. The visuals I'm okay with. I think it is so cute and colorful and round. Like everything, nothing has a sharp edge to it. It's kind of, it gives me like Seuss vibes.
Yes.
But it is so loud. I need them to turn the volume down like 10%. But it's an incredible land.
Yes, if you get into those elevators, the second floor is the team member floor, and there's like no one in there to stop you going in. So you just go in, turn the volume down, and crack on.
Yeah, exactly.
And finally, your ugly, Maddie.
You know, that I think is a hard one because I don't. The ugly at the moment is the burning blade not having any blades. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's under refurbishment, I think. But we went in on the 9th, which was our last day there. And we were so excited to see the burning blade because we have only ever seen it like do its little fire show once. And we walked all the way back and we looked up and we go, oh, wait.
Yeah, they're not even there. What the hell?
They're not there. What's going on?
I mean, to be fair, if you set them on fire every 20 minutes, they would eventually burn away.
Exactly, which is like the funniest part because that's what they're set up to do. But it was just such like a shock. We were like, oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. We'll still go eat and drink inside, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
why not?
little touches. It's like the time turner has been removed from the Potter portal as well. And it's strange that there's these little things that in a park that's it's not even a year old. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing these little issues that they're having already is sad. It's sad it's good for people. Well, it's not good for people like us, but like you said, you've seen it once. I've seen it quite a few times. So I'm lucky enough to have seen it a lot. So, but it's sad for people who that's potentially their first visit, maybe only visit there, and don't get to see the park in its perfect view, as it were.
Yes, and that is the one downfall of, I think, theme park in general is it's still a company. It's still a place that needs refurbishment, so as a guest, having the expectation of I'm going to go to this park for the first time and everything has to be perfect is such a hard expectation to meet. As a former theme park employee, like it was, when I worked at Rise of the Resistance, I would have the question all the time of, oh, well, like Kylo Ren isn't working at the end of the ride. Is he going to work at all today? And I, have to tell the guest the unfortunate news of, I'm so sorry, he has not been working for the past week. There's something wrong with the animatronic. We don't know. Like, I personally am not an engineer, so I'm not going to go fix it. But like the people who do fix it are working on it. But at this very present moment, it will not be working today. And they're like, well, this is our only day ever coming to this park. And I'm like, I understand. But unfortunately, mechanics are mechanics. Technology is technology. It's like, the wall is up on the castle. It has to be painted every few years. And this is just unfortunately the week that we picked to paint it. Yeah. Like, I'm so sorry that you planned your vacation this time, but like it's an unmeetable expectation.
Yes.
And it happens at every single theme park across the globe, no matter what.
Or it doesn't, and people complain that it looks like arse.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a double-edged sword and you can't please everybody.
No, it's like Monsters Unchained. I've ridden that thing about 12 or 15 times at this point, and I could count the amount of rides through on it where every animatronic's been working on one hand. But does it spoil that attraction? A little, but not enough to go, I don't like it anymore. It's still my favorite attraction in that park, 100%.
Yes. Yeah, at the end of the day, the experience that you have at a theme park, whether it's Epic or, Magic Kingdom or whatever it might be, is what you take away. If you go in and you're like, like all of these tiny things are not what I expected. If you let that ruin your overall experience, then that's just going to be the memories you take away. But if you go, oh man, the Phantom of the Opera wasn't working in the ride, but it's okay. We still had a great run through. It's like a visit to Halloween Horror Nights. Oh man, there were so many holes, but man, that house was so cool no matter what. Yeah. You're
seeing it a lot there, the complaints online from people going to Epic and expecting, and I suppose for the price you're paying, you maybe should expect the perfect experience, but everyone's going and everyone's expecting a perfect experience, and it's unreal. Like exactly what you said, it's unrealistic to go in and expect the perfect day at a theme park because things go wrong. It's just life. Have you not had anything go wrong in your life? Because if you haven't, then you've lived a very charmed life. Things go wrong and you just have to roll with the punches, or you get off and you go and write about it online afterwards.
Exactly. You could pay, premium price for a first class airline ticket, but you might experience turbulence.
Yeah.
It happens.
Exactly.
It's the world we live in. If everything was perfect, I think we'd all be really, really bored.
Well,
there'd be nothing to fix.
And also, as a species, we like to mourn. And if we had nothing to mourn about, what the hell would we do? People don't like being happy, apparently. No. Well, thank you, Maddie. Appreciate it.
But I think overall, Epic Universe is
amazing.
Is just the best. It's
is
so cool.
Yes, and it's only gonna get better. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to kick you out because I've got more people coming. But if you see Michelle while you're out and about heading back, just give her a kick and send her over, will you?
I'll try and find her in the airport.
Awesome. All right. Cheers, Maddie.
Bye.
Oh, I don't miss Maddie. It's a shame we just got to see her at Horror Nights in the wet. Anyway, pee time.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, the chance to be a guest host, birthday shoutouts on air, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uuop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Nikki and Gabe again. Seriously, guys, I'm going to get angry.
Dude, just let us talk about Epic Universe, please.
No!
Gabe, let's go. Come on. He's not going to let us.
I'll post those sexy pictures of you if you don't let us in.
Do your worst.
Elitist bald overlord.
Wow. I may retract that offer of them coming on after they've been to Epic. Well, to Gabe. Nikki can still come on. Right, I wonder who's next. Oh, it's the rest of the Portkey Passport crew. Nicole, Melinda, welcome. Come on in.
Hello. Hi, thanks for having us.
You are welcome. More than welcome. As I said, I'm on my own. Tracy's in Korea, so it's nice to have some friends around. It is good. The kettle is on, so if you want a drink, let me know. But take a seat. We are here to talk Epic Universe. I'm interested because two Disney people will, I think, potentially come at it from a different perspective. So the question I have to ask both of you first, as I have asked everyone else, just so we know your knowledge of the park, how many times have you visited Epic Universe so far? Melinda will go in alphabetical order.
I have only been once, but I have a somewhat different experience than a lot of other people will have because I did a private VIP tour as my one day. So I was very lucky in that I did not have to worry about lines or missing certain attractions or rides. So
we know you were just trying to outdo Michelle as the 1%er. We get it.
Now listen.
Oh, goodness.
Nicole, how many days have you been?
So I have also only been once, but I think that my experience is different too, in that I was there on opening day and our group was able to use the attraction assistance pass because we had somebody with a pass in our group.
We did. I was there. It was interesting.
Yep.
We were very lucky.
So lucky.
Having been that opening week and then having been after that, yes, we had a very lucky experience in those first 3 days. That is for sure. Right. So as I said, we're going to go alphabetical order. So Melinda, we're going to go with your good first, please.
My good is that I love the use of water throughout Celestial Park. I think that with the segmented and separate portals, it really kind of can make the park seem a bit disjointed, but the way that they have used the water throughout Celestial Park to kind of take you from the front to the back of the park and connect everything. First of all, it's gorgeous and it's beautiful and they can do so much with that fountain show at night. But then it also really seems to kind of make the park flow a bit better, which is different and I think kind of genius.
Okay. I like that. Yes, Celestial Park is stunning. I can't wait to be able to just go and dip in and out and just be able to sit and chill and enjoy being in that space.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. onto the negative. You're bad, Melinda. So there wasn't one because I was treated like a 1%er, so it was fine.
Well, now, just hang on with that for a second.
Look, Michelle's not here. Someone has to get it.
Yep.
The bad are the peanut noodles from the Blue Dragon.
Interesting.
Restaurant. There were 5 of us on our tour. We got our Blue Dragon meal for free.
Okay.
Not a single one of us were impressed with it. And I was very disappointed in that overall. Not one of us really liked our dish.
So I will say that we've been to Blue Dragon technically 3 times, but twice for actual proper meals. Our first one wasn't great. Our second one was phenomenal.
Interesting. And I know you guys didn't have that great of an experience at the Atlantic, and we had the Atlantic for lunch, and everybody was blown away.
Yeah, well, Nicole, you were there when we went to Atlantic first time. It wasn't bad. It was just everyone complained it was under-seasoned.
Yes.
Yeah. These peanut noodles from Blue Dragon are egregious. Tracy would have a fit.
Oh, okay.
Because they have chunks of coconut in them.
Oh
no.
Why?
Like not shredded coconut, first of all, why is it in peanut noodles?
Yeah.
Just no. It's peanut and shrimp noodles. It's very sweet. It's very, very thick. And I think I ate like a quarter of it and I was done because it just is no good.
Tracy always complains that she feels like she's a picky eater. She's not. She just has sort of 3 or 4 things that she hates, but they just seem to put them in everything.
They're very common.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like shards of coconut.
Yeah.
And it just, the texture, the taste, nothing fit. It was just bad.
Coconut's such a divisive flavor as well. It's very odd.
And I typically like it.
Okay.
I typically love coconut, but just the way that it was in that dish was absolutely terrible.
Interesting. So finally, you're ugly?
My ugly, I was going to say Dracula's toes on Monsters Unchained.
I love that.
Got his dogs hanging out. But so this is where that 1%er experience comes in. I truly didn't have an ugly. I was sitting here really struggling to find an ugly and just figured if I'm thinking this hard about what my ugly is, I didn't have one. So my ugly was my face when I was ugly crying when I first walked through the gates in the morning, because
that's fair.
I know you guys understand it's something that was so hyped up for so long, that we waited for so long. And so finally being there, I lost it a bit. So my ugly face. My ugly crying face.
Interesting. It's going to be very interesting when you go back then, Melinda. Like I've said,
yes.
our 4 days in May certainly did not prepare us for what we experienced when we were there in October, and we had to have a complete mind shift after our first day, because our first day I saw the cracks in the paintwork and I saw Epic for how everyone else saw it. And then our other 2 days were great because we had to shift our expectations. So it'll be interesting when you go back, if you go back as a normal day guest, not a 1%, that is.
I will, because I do want to be able to experience the park that way. But I feel like now that I went once, and the way that I did it with the VIP tour, we rode everything 2 to 3 times.
Wow.
But that's all we did.
Yes.
We didn't get to experience a lot of the food. We didn't get to take in the atmosphere. And that's my favorite part of the theme parks, is just to walk around and look at things. So I'm really excited to go and have that opportunity. I think I'll be there in the spring at some point. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's very much what Epic Universe is. It's an experiential park, and it's that thing, Nicole, I think we talked about it on our first day, that I was panicking because we originally we only had that 1 day, opening day, and we all expected it to be rammed.
Chaos.
We really did. That's why Chris didn't go, because he expected what everyone else expected. And luckily, even if it had been what it was and we hadn't gone to the media event, I would have been panicking, because I know from a perspective of a Universal fan and a podcaster that I need to try and experience everything I can in that day. And when someone goes, shall we go to Oakenstar for breakfast? And I'm like, no, because there's stuff we need to do. Whereas having been for 2 days prior to that, I was like, I'm fine. I've done everything I really want to do now. Today is just gravy and just experiencing everything with this group of people, because I've seen it. So it helped a lot. like I say, the three of us here have experienced Epic in a way not a lot of other people have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Nicole, moving on to you. Your good, please.
So my good is something similar to Melinda. My good for this park is the aesthetic of the park overall, all of the landscape and the greenery. When Universal was advertising the park before it opened, one of the taglines is "We put the park back in theme park," and I think that is so true. It's just an aesthetically beautiful park. I would sit in Celestial Park on those, like the amphitheater type seating that they have around the water. And I think Tracy even mentioned like bringing a book and sitting and reading. And
absolutely,
we would never do that in the OG parks, right? Like it's just not meant for that. But this park is just something very different.
It is. I'm hearing that a lot. It is stunning. And it's interesting that when people talk about it being beautiful, and I'm not crapping on your good at all, because I completely agree, but it's when everyone talks about how beautiful the park is, everyone talks about Celestial Park, and no one really talks about the worlds as such, which I feel it's not an afterthought, because the worlds are fantastic. But yes, the aesthetic and that chill out, that park in theme park thing is Celestial Park, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and it never feels busy either.
No,
it doesn't.
And I mean, to be fair, even the world, like Darkmoor, you've got fog, daylight to dark. It's I don't know how they do that when the sun's beaming down, but you feel like you're in a little bit of doom and gloom, even with the sun shining.
Yeah,
and that's genius.
Like nooks and crannies that you can explore and go into.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, moving on to your bad.
My bad is the length of ride time on Curse of the Werewolf. I love that ride.
It's one of my absolute favorites in the entire park.
Run the track 2 or 3 times or something. I mean, the work done on it, the queue, even walking to the ride, the shops, again, the scenery, the green space, but then the ride is so short. I'm like, you guys did not do this ride any justice, because it's a great coaster.
It is.
That's my bad.
I absolutely love that one.
It is, but the difficulty is, I think if they ran it, it's such a... The capacity of it's not great either. So the problem is, if you start running it 2 or 3 or 4 more times, that line gets up to 75, 90 minutes. And you're going to be so annoyed having waited 90 minutes for Nicole, I'm sure you remember Michelle getting off it, and it stopped, and we come back in the station, you went, "Is that it?"
Yes, I do.
That's it. And she was like, "Oh," because she was just getting in full swing of it, and then it was over. Right. And like me and Trace, obviously we'd ridden it, so we knew what to expect. And I just looked at Michelle's face because I knew what was coming. But the problem is, like, imagine if you'd waited 90 minutes for that.
No way. I think that there was a conversation on a post-Epic opening day episode where it was discussed about how upset you would be to have waited so long for such a short ride. I would be upset. But of course we waited 15,
if that,
maybe 20 minutes, if that, So,
but then imagine if they tried to lengthen the ride, like by doing another couple of goes round, that line then becomes a 2-hour line, a 2.5-hour line, and
no, it's not worth it. But I do love the ride. I'm not knocking the ride at all. Yes. I just wish it was a little longer.
I agree. And finally, your ugly?
My ugly is the distance from the legacy parks. And I know that it had to be the way it is. And I know that in the very near future, the new campus is going to be built up. But we're spoiled. It's not... I'm talking like it's an hour away. It took me 12 minutes on the shuttle to get to City Walk.
It's true,
but you know what? We are spoiled.
Yes.
By the way the original parks are set up. So that's my ugly.
And that's where our Disney knowledge comes in, because we're used to that with Disney. Disney, pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was always the benefit of Universal. Is like, we're just going to walk from. If I have travel clients who are used to Disney and then go to Universal, they're like, "What is this? This is incredible."
Yeah. It's like everything's a stone's throw away. Except for Epic. That's my beef. But I mean, it's not really a beef. It's like I said,
I get it. Yeah.
It has to be that way, but it's definitely unfortunate.
It was that beauty of being able to, get your shuttle to City Walk or park your car, and then you're good for the rest of the day. You have access to City Walk, both parks. Now, I mean, Volcano Bay, if you want to go there, plus all the hotels, literally you don't need to, you're from the furthest point to the furthest point, you may be 15 minutes away from any point, like point A to point B. on Universal property. And now with Epic, like that, we've talked quite a few people doing these episodes of when park hopping becomes available. Because park hopping's not easy.
No, it is not.
Like it is where, like, I've talked to quite a few people, and it's like Islands and Studios, now, we effectively treat them as one park because they are so close together.
Mm-hmm.
But then factoring in, like, do we want to spend the morning at Islands and then go down to Epic? It's, again, it is ridiculous. It's first world problems, like you say.
Yeah.
It's 12 minutes on a bus. But then you factor in walking to the bus loop, waiting for a bus, getting the bus, going down there. It does factor in that it's probably 45 minutes to an hour out of your day.
Yep, it is. I will say that I was very impressed with the dedicated bus lanes for the shuttles. They had to totally revamp the road system, which is extremely impressive. But of course, why wouldn't they? For Universal to bring in tourism dollars. But imagine if it was just regular roadways. I feel like the ride would be a tad longer.
Yeah, I mean, for the way that they had to do it, they did it the best they could. I mean, I can't imagine that being any easier than it is considering the circumstances.
Right.
And all those theme park nerds that were talking about, they put a monorail in from the OG parks or put in gondolin. Like, that's not going to happen.
No, it's too far. You're going across the highway. How?
It'd be funny. Like, it'd be cool.
And it's major roads like Kirkland and Sand Lake. It's not back roads. It's major Orlando roadways. So I don't ever to see that.
We went down to Epic in 2023 with friends of ours. We were having breakfast with Brian and Laura from the Universal Family Podcast, and they were like, we're going to have a wander down to Epic. Do you fancy coming? So we jumped in the back of their car and we went down and got pretty close, actually. I think probably closer than we should have been. We could see Stardust Races, like, wasn't that far away. And then to come back for that first media event and go down, like, we Ubered from Dockside down to Stella Nova, and to go on that whole road system and see that entire park finished, it's like it didn't even feel like it was the same place.
No, it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I struggled to pick up with an ugly or choose an ugly just because I do. I mean, obviously I love the park, but
it boggles my mind to think just building something like that from nothing. It's crazy. In what, like 6 years?
It was so fast.
Yeah.
Very fast. And I just had this conversation this weekend actually about the new Disney changes coming and the artwork that's out, and how I compared it to all of the art rendering that they released for Epic and how it is to the T identical.
And Disney is like, forget about it. You might as well be looking at two different drawings. It's completely different than what they put out there.
Yeah, you go back to any concept art that Universal have put out over probably the last 8 years. Like, look at the Hogsmeade, the Diagon Alley one. They are pretty much exactly what was built.
It's insanity.
Crazy. Ugh, Disney. Anyway.
I'm a Universal girly at heart. Always will be.
Anyway, right. I am so sorry, guys, but I'm going to have to skedaddle you at the moment because Tracy's due home any minute, and I want to get the place nice and tidy for her coming home. So, again, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And, bye, guys.
Bye.
I wish to go to Walt Disney World.
When you wish upon a star,
the cliff doors creak and the tombstones quake.
Spooks come out for swing and wake.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Finally, I can't believe she's back. It feels like forever since she's been. Oh, Tracy! Oh, it's so good to see you again. I've been lost without you, dear.
I should think so too. I am home. I have returned from my adventures.
How was Korea?
Korean.
Anyway.
Yeah,
come on
in. Great.
Get the door shut behind
I grabbed
you
my bags.
it's freezing.
All right. Cheers. Oh, don't shut the door just yet.
Oh, why?
Hang on. Ta-da! Look who I found.
Oh.
Yep. Wandering around the food court, begging for scraps.
I did ask Maddie where you were, Miss Elle. She said she completely lost you at the airport and had no idea where you were.
Found her in Dubai. I don't know how she got to Dubai airport, but you know.
Well, you know me and traveling. I mean, I walked by all of these awesome destinations to go to, and I was like, well, why not?
Exactly.
So I've always wanted to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
I mean, it was right there.
I just hopped on a plane.
No, at least you had some company coming back from there.
But remember, Michelle, girl code. What happened in Dubai stays in Dubai.
Exactly. Although I did bring you some Dubai chocolate. Everybody's talking about it.
Oh, awesome. Stick it out in the back with the casserole that Kenneth brought, the chips and dips, the drinks that Chris bought, because I haven't touched any of them yet.
Oh, good. I'm starving.
Oh, well, I tell you what, when they do the bonus episode, the three of us will tuck into that. Anyway, you are here, as I have invited everyone else from the network podcasts, to discuss ours, actually, because I haven't done mine yet. I've been waiting for this. Our Epic Universe, Good, Bad and Uglies.
You've been waiting for your sister wives.
Absolutely.
Wait, are we bumping Uglies?
We had to wrap it up, the three of us together.
Tracy, what happens in Dubai stays in Dubai.
True.
Chris started us off, and the three of us are ending it. But so I'm going to ask you guys the same question that I've asked everybody else so far, just so everyone knows where we're coming at from our experiences of Epic Universe. So, Michelle, how many days have you spent at Epic so far?
Okay. I have to think about that for a second. So opening weekend, I believe I went 3 days, and then just that one day in October. So 4 days.
Okay. Tracy, how many days have we been?
Oh, many. With media?
I will break right now. Not the people that have been the most out of everyone we've had on this episode. Kenneth reckons he's been about 10.
Wow. Okay. That's
Shelby, I mean, he's a local. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, Shelby's been about 9.
Yeah. Because there was 3 days with opening weekend because we had media. And then the last trip we had...
Oh, you're missing a day on the first trip.
Media, you got to go in 2 days, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 days plus opening day, and then we went back on the Monday.
That's right.
Yeah,
and then we had 3 days the last trip.
Yes.
So that's 7 total.
7 days.
Good job, guys. I'm proud of you.
It's crazy that we've
I'm such a terrible influence.
Keep it up.
It's true. It's actually, I will tell you how much of a bad influence you are, Michelle, because we did those 2 media days and we did opening day. And then it was the Friday after, we went down for breakfast and we were sat out. We were just getting ready. We were going to go down and get a drink by the pool. And Tracy went, I feel like this is really bad, by the way.
I feel like I'm about to be thrown under a bus.
No, right? She went, how much did we save, like, on food and stuff doing the media days? And I'm like, quite a bit.
A good bit.
And she's like, well, how much are tickets to Epic? And my brain still hadn't clicked in at this point of where she was going.
I know how to play this guy.
And I was like, about 160 each or something. She's like, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, I never even considered it. I never even considered that we potentially had
Tracy.
money to buy extra day. That's why we went that 4th day, because we'd only, it's crazy that we weren't going at all. And then we were only going for opening day, which again, whoever it was that bought those tickets,
I know.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate that.
You had some benefactors who did help out during that week.
Amazing. So yes, anyway. So right, Michelle, I'm going to start off with you. I've been doing these in alphabetical order, but I want to wrap this up myself. So Michelle, I'm going to start off with you. So give me your good, please, first.
Okay. My good about Epic is, God, I can only give one?
Yep.
Oh, sheesh. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of Epic and what makes me want to go back or can't wait to go back, and that's Dark Universe. So as a whole, Dark Universe, that world is my dream. Like, when it was first announced and visions started swirling in my brain, the real life thing in Epic is just as good, if not better, than what I had in my head. And that doesn't happen very often. If any of you guys listen, obviously you do, to me on past episodes of this and on Rush of Fear, quite often things disappoint me because I have these grandiose ideas in my head and it doesn't turn out to be that way. Dark Universe hit the nail on the head in every way. Monsters Unchained, I mean, I could cry. It's so good. It's so perfect. It is literally the most perfect attraction ever. And it just happens to be about horror, which it's like a literal living, breathing 365 day a year horror, like horror nights, not necessarily horror nights, but it's a world based on horror, which is my jam. And so yeah, that's my good 100%. I could live in that world.
I have my issues with Dark Universe. because I don't feel it's as good. I don't know. It's me and Chris have had this conversation. It's just lacking something for me a little bit. I don't know what that is.
The rest of the
Well,
land.
we know it's not complete. We
No.
know it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's just it's definitely one of those. I agree with what Chris said when we reviewed it, that it's definitely better once the sun goes down. It comes into its own at that, because that's when it's
So beautiful.
because that's when it's meant to be seen. That's when it really comes to life.
Yes, it does.
Interesting. Okay, now you're bad, Michelle.
Oh, okay. Going straight into the bad. So the only bad that I can really come up with right now is kind of an overarching thing. It's not like one specific thing in the park, but overall, there's not enough attractions, although I feel like I have to put a but there because I'm still okay with that right now. So to me, that's really not a bad thing because it forces me to enjoy a lot of the other things that aren't attractions that I normally pass by because I love rides so much. So because there's not a lot of attractions, when by attractions I mean rides and shows, there tends to be really long waits. And I think that's the biggest complaint right now for that park in general. So that's the only thing I can think of right now that is a bad, but it's only a bad because they opened the park while they're still expanding. So eventually it's not going to be bad anymore, and it's still okay with me. But I honestly can't really think of anything else that's bad.
Okay.
I just love it.
And then finally, you're ugly. I love this because everyone's interpreted the three of these in a slightly different way, and I love that it's kind of open to interpretation. Chris had no idea where he wanted to go with it. It's like, please explain how I'm supposed to, like, hey, your interpretation, buddy. He was already 3 drinks deep at that point, so it was a struggle anyway. Michelle, to wrap up yours, you're ugly, please. And I feel like I know what this should be because you've complained about something in that park to us while we were there.
Yeah.
This could be interesting.
It's I'm have a feeling you're about to talk about something that Tracy and I were just talking about, which I'm not going to steal from her.
No, I've got my own. So if you didn't have that, I'm not using that.
No, it's okay. Well, I've got something else. So
okay.
And if we'll say it as an honorable mention, Tracy, if you don't end up using it. So I'm going to say the only thing that's ugly in one of 2 things that's ugly right now is that you can see too much of the backside of the worlds when traveling around Epic Universe. And that to me takes me out of the immersion. So like driving on the buses around that little roundabout that kind of goes up above around the backside of Epic Universe. You can see everything, the front and the back, from some of the angles from the hotels, except for Helios, but the Luna and Stella, you can see like from your hotel, if you're on the right side of the building, you can see over and you're seeing the back side of the buildings. And because I'm guessing there's just not a lot of mature landscaping right now, that's probably going to eventually go away, I would hope.
I'm not convinced it will. So it's funny that you bring this up, Michelle, because what you're saying, it was literally Kelly from Taste of Universal's ugly as well. She said the same thing, that you don't get that grand reveal like coming up to the park until you literally walk up the path to the Kronos. And it's because they've tried to keep the inside of it as immersive as possible. It's in a box. So how do you theme the outside of that box to look pleasing to the eye when rocking up to it, which you can't? And I don't think that'll ever go away because I don't see how you can get rid of it.
Landscaping. Give it a few years for trees to grow up.
But those trees, you're talking like the back of the one that sticks out to me is the back of Minecart Madness.
Yeah.
And that's a 30, 40 foot back of the building.
We can see that from our
I don't
hotel,
know how you cover that up.
Well, and I don't know what they're, like we said, they're still expanding. And there's still plots that are behind in some of those spaces that I'm talking about for expansion. So maybe after expansion, they are going to put in some more landscaping to hide that stuff. But like you're talking about, there are some areas that are already maxed, like close to the interstate, to the road. So they're not going to use anything back there. They could have put like a sloping. It's hard for me to describe, but there's like a berm, like behind going up so that you're building it up with dirt or rocks or whatever. And then at the top of that, you plant trees.
Yeah.
So then you would hide all of that from the interstate.
I know they couldn't do it in Florida, but what would have been the perfect thing is to have it like Alton Towers is over here, where it's built into a valley so that the top of it's on like ground level. But obviously with the water table being as it is in Florida, that couldn't happen. I don't have an issue. I understand whatever. I agree with you, Kelly, and everyone else that said it. Driving up to it for the first time, it's kind of like, is that it?
Yeah, I don't want to see the backside of things before I've seen the front.
But then once you get inside it,
You
I'm
forget
like,
about it.
yeah, because it's worth it.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's like, because no one's discussed any of these, and I know there's a few that are that a lot of people have come up with. Michelle, your bad is one that's been mentioned a few times. It's probably going to get mentioned again in this little section. But that's an interesting one that, again, Tracy and I both commented on, but I would never have thought to bring it up.
Yeah. Because I don't really have a lot of ugly.
No?
It's a beautiful park. I just didn't like that my initial...
Yes.
When I first saw it, it was the back.
It's underwhelming.
Of everything.
Because you expect to drive up to it and be like, oh, and you're like, oh.
Exactly.
What the hell's that? Yeah, there is one, I'll save it for later, but there is one you mentioned to me and Tracy while we were in the park.
I was discussing.
I think it's what we were discussing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Tracy, you're good.
My good. Okay. So my good is, it's kind of the way that Celestial Park is designed, because with that being the hub, so each world in itself is so enveloping and intense that you come out into Celestial Park and it just feels open. And I love that because you just see sky. And for me, with such because that park, each world is very intense.
Very.
That means that I can actually breathe. I know it sounds ridiculous.
No, I
but
get it.
Celestial,
No, it doesn't.
Celestial Park just means every cell in my body just relaxes and goes. Because I feel like I'm in nature. And you know that, me relaxing is like, take me somewhere where I can see the sea or I can see trees, go and see a forest or something. So for me, Celestial Park is that respite from the intensity of each world, and it's done very well because even when it's crowded, and we've seen it fairly crowded.
Celestial Park has never been particularly crowded.
No, but we've seen it on the busiest days, is what I'm saying. On the busiest days, it still feels open and free. And I greatly appreciate that. And of course, you've got all the water, like the fountains and things, so there's a lot of movement. And even when there isn't a breeze, it feels like there's a breeze.
There's a lot of those things that we've talked about before for people with neurodivergence, very specifically, of how to escape the crowds and the hustle and bustle and the overwhelmingness, if that's a word, of a theme park, of, like you say, space, water.
Being able to see a vast expanse of sky really helps.
I love Celestial Park.
Yeah.
It's the name, right? Like, it's Celestial Park. It's supposed to feel wide open. The way the setup reminds me of Star Wars or Guardians of the Galaxy, like the Marvel universe, where literally, you are in the sky, in space, and then you end up in a little world, or then you go back up into space and it's wide open and clear, and then you drop down into another little world.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that is amazing. I have never considered that.
Really?
I love that. Yeah, you're right. That is exactly how it is. That Celestial Park is the open space and the worlds of the worlds. Yeah. I've never put those two things together.
Yep. I love it.
Oh.
So for me, it's just like, it's the open design of Celestial Park. I think it's more than good. I think it's excellent.
Okay. You're bad.
Oh, which one am I going to choose? Not that there
It sounds really bad, doesn't it? She's made it sound really bad, because I know everyone else has struggled with their bad and ugly.
Well, no, one of them was it's too far away.
That is
they're the types of bads
and
I've
too
got.
expensive. Too expensive to get there.
I'm not going with the obvious, but we can maybe discuss that later. There was that one, but that's disappointment, really not a bad. So I am actually going to go with Waiting for the Shows.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm talking about before you get into the actual official wait area. So you're waiting to go in, you're waiting for the time.
So outside of the show building.
Outside of that, because for the Untradeable Dragon, you've got basically before you go under the sign, there's a rope across.
Yeah.
And for
the
Cirque Canoe, you're waiting outside of the tent before you go in. So yeah, my bad is about this because of the way people end up loitering, waiting for that time slot to open. It impacts the flow of traffic,
especially in Potter,
and it's really it creates. Well,
Potter because it's literally right at the top of Place
yeah,
Cachet.
and you're having to push through, and people are getting disgruntled because they don't want to lose a spot to get in line in the area. So when you look at like Bourne and Horror Makeup Show, they're actually really set to the side. So when people are loitering, there's enough space that it doesn't actually impact.
That's interesting. I don't think I agree with you on Potter. I don't think Untrainable Dragon's just as bad.
No, we had trouble getting past there.
I don't remember that.
We were with
but I don't think it's as bad
we were
as
with the Tylers.
I don't think it's as bad as the Cirque Arcanum. The Cirque Arcanum is really bad placing when you think about it.
And why don't they just let people get in the line?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Instead, Le Cirque Arcanum, like let people go ahead and get in line, and when it's at capacity, be like, sorry guys, it's at capacity already.
Yeah,
you can't stand here.
Yeah.
Same with Untrainable Dragon.
To get out of the sun.
Go and sit in that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wait.
I don't see it. Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they don't let you pass that rope at the entrance until they're ready to start preloading the show.
Yeah,
is that right?
But even then you can be in there waiting 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that is bad actually. But that's interesting. No one's mentioned that one before, but it's a really good point.
Thank you very much.
Like I say, Le Cirque is the worst because it's literally, especially if you've got, I can imagine early doors, if you've got that 200-minute wait for Ministry that potentially stretches along to the entrance to Le Cirque Arcanum, then plus people waiting for Le Cirque. Yeah, it's bad design actually.
Don't they have an extended queue back, like, so you know where Le Cirque exits? Down that little alleyway?
Maybe.
Yes, they do. I've seen stanchions.
Isn't there an extended queue right there?
But you're asking people to be sensible at that point, Michelle.
Well, I haven't seen it used, though. That's my point. Is I haven't seen the team members use that extended
like direct
queue.
People down to it.
I've seen it set up, but empty.
Yeah.
Weird.
Because I've seen it set up because I've wanted to go over and look at some of like the murals and stuff over on the walls, but there's queue space there. And I haven't seen them utilize that.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing. So my bad when we get there, I have thoughts that kind of plays into this, and I like it and I don't like it, but anyway, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Tracy, you're ugly.
Oh, I've really struggled with ugly because I love this park, and if we lived over there, I think it could actually become my favourite park. Which surprised me.
Spoilers, I think it's already there for me. I adore it.
Probably is. I'm just kind of like
it's
in denial because Islands is my
I feel bad. I feel bad saying that it's my favourite park. Like we've had guest hosts on, and every time we ask which is your favourite park, and like, it's got to be Studios because it's the OG, or it's Islands. This, or a lot of people have said I don't want to say Epic yet because I don't feel like I've been enough, but I've been quite a lot at this point, and so I feel like
we have spent a week there.
Yeah.
We spent enough time to know. But my ugly, I've struggled. I've really struggled with this. So thanks for a little bit of help and reminding me. So, yeah, Battle for the Ministry.
That
was Battle for the Ministry.
I think it's Battle at the Ministry.
Well, whatever. The Ministry Battle. The Harry Potter ride. Yeah, those facial projections are...
They're horrible.
Awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, the trial scene is... the worst one.
It really is.
That's the worst offender.
It really is. It's like literally the final scene of your attraction and everyone's like,
the last moment, which is going to be the last memory. I mean, I have made a note here. That is not Ron. That's wrong.
Wrong. The thing is,
it's like they just gave up all of a sudden when they were making those.
When you look at, to go back to Michelle's, the Victoria Frankenstein in that pre-show is amazing. It's
as the kids say, chef's kiss.
And you could argue that it's because there's limited movement, but those characters in the Potter one aren't moving either, are they? They just stood still. There's no movement on any of them. Yeah, it's bad.
I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's the only thing really I could come up with.
Okay.
You know, there's not
Except the one we were both going to say together. And that's,
Yeah, well,
I'm intrigued
I
for
kind
that
of
one,
don't. It doesn't bother me too much. Okay.
the fountains. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, because I know you mentioned it to us while
Yeah.
we were there, and I didn't see the issue.
And Michelle said she was struggling, so I was like, "Well, what about that?" Because
Yeah.
So the fountain area in Celestial Park, you can see the
It was in front
you
of
can see the
Atlantic
water jet.
specifically you were
Like-
talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, why don't they just constantly have water just spouting out of them just a little bit so that the water's moving and it's disguising the pumps?
I mean, you know when you... I was going to say nitpicking, but you know when you're a real true nerd when you're picking up on things like that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's really obvious, though. You see everywhere from Celestial Park, you see that entire lagoon and you're above it. So you're looking down and that's all you... Because the water is so crystal clear, that's all
Yeah.
you see are these black pumps.
Yeah, I don't have an issue, but yeah, I can understand why it's a viable ugly for
No,
sure.
it is,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
But it's also so easy to fix. Like I said, just let the pumps do their thing
Yeah.
and just bubble up so that you're
bubble
not
up. That
seeing
sounds
it.
better than what I was going to say. I was going to let them dribble.
Let them dribble.
Dribble.
Chris's first time there was like, "Oh, can we go swimming? I'm like, is that a pool for us?
I mean, you
Can we go
can,
play in it?"
but
And I
you'll
was
be
like, I
on-
mean, it kind
yeah.
of does look like it would be.
You can, but you'll just be on someone's TikTok account going, "This is why we can't have nice things, people."
That's true.
Actually, her first comment was is that Helios's pool? I was like, well, wouldn't that be awesome?
Funny. So
Right.
Lee, what's your good?
My time. I've obviously had chance to sit down and listen to everybody else's good, bads and uglies, and I had mine before we started.
Okay.
It's adapted a little bit, but for the most part, my good, bad and ugly are what they are when I started. So my good is... This is going to sound really bad, but I will clarify. Epic Universe.
Okay.
So that park is the culmination of 30 years, and I will go 30 years from 35 years at this point, of the opening of Universal Studios Florida, of Universal learning how to put a theme park together. They have learned so much that you can see has been implemented into Epic Universe. The fact that we've got through the 3D attraction stages, no 3D attractions in there. There's 3D in there, but it's done very subtly, not with glasses. The fact that
Correct.
the Jurassic Park lockers, which I detest, but used in Epic so well because it's built in from the ground up. They have learned how to put a theme park together in the best possible way.
Mm-hmm.
It is everything. It is the next generation of theme parks.
Yeah.
Because they have learned from not just building parks in the US, but from stuff they've learned in Singapore, in Beijing, in Japan, of putting theme parks all around the world and then implementing it from the ground up in this brand new theme park. And it's virtually perfect. Like say the two of you have gone, I don't really know what to say for bad and ugly, because for me it's virtually perfect.
And we are, Michelle and I are both the type of people that we will call things out as well if we see things that we're not happy with. You know, so.
My bad and ugly are the two things that stop it being the perfect park.
Okay.
So my bad is kind of, I don't know which way to go. I had two different ways I could go with this. So it's kind of the other side of the coin to them learning how to put a theme park together over 35 years. Because they have been putting theme parks together for 35 years. And yet we're still going to build a park in Florida where 80%, and I feel like there's a few people mentioned this already, that 80% of those rides are outside and will go down at the drop of a raindrop.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then it's not just that. It's capacity. I know we've already talked here that there's only 11 attractions, which, to be fair, I think there's only 13 in Islands at this point. So it's not that little.
I think it's because it's a bigger park, it feels like less.
The issue is that a lot of those attractions are lower capacity attractions. Hiccups doesn't have a great capacity. Mario Kart doesn't. Donkey Kong doesn't. Yoshi should, but apparently doesn't seem to. I'm not sure if Potter's running at full capacity, because that feels like it should, but it doesn't. And that's the problem, where we look at Monsters Unchained and go, oh my God, do people just not like it because it's never above a 30-minute wait? No, it's because it
so
is
efficient.
the most efficient ride in probably Orlando at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But I do think that Epic has been designed to be a more leisurely park. When you look at the restaurants you've got,
there is, but people still go for theme. People still go for rides
because people don't quite get that concept that it's supposed to be relaxing.
But you've still got to have rides.
You do.
It's going to take a long time to train people that it's not just about riding rides.
But if you look at it compared to the other two parks, where they are just you're tripping over rides because they're smaller footprints, but you step out one ride, you're at the next one, and Epic isn't like that. Epic's more of an experience than a theme park.
It is, but if you look at at Islands of Adventure as well, there's a lot of those rides go down when it rains and lightnings a lot, and it worries me. We've talked about it on the unofficial Great Britain podcast about building a park in the UK and having to deal with adverse weather conditions.
We're going to have
and
a lot more
four
indoor.
of us have all gone, they know what they're doing. They've built parks in Beijing and Japan where they have snow and stuff and the rest of it. And then you look at Epic and go, all right. They know what Florida's like. They've had a theme park there for 35 years, but they're still going to... So this goes into what I was talking about earlier, my theory. And if it's true, I do like it, but I also don't. I think they had a vision for this park.
Well, obviously. Yeah. No, we'll just pull it out of our arse and see what happens.
At some point, somebody went, hey guys, don't forget, it down most of the time in Florida and we have lightning. And they went, oh, yeah, that's right. But I want Hiccups to be that attraction that goes round the entire land and introduces you to Burke. And I want this and that and go... do we want to sacrifice that vision to put it indoors and it not be the attraction we want it to be?
And it wouldn't be the same if it were indoors. It wouldn't. It wouldn't.
None of them would be. None of them would be.
My kind of theory off the back of that is this park isn't complete. We have another 2-3 minimum worlds coming. Or expansions.
There's definitely new worlds coming. We know that as well.
I wonder if the complete park has an equal balance of indoor and outdoor. We just haven't got all the indoor rides yet.
Because we're still only talking about 3 or 4 attractions. It's still not going to balance it out, even if the... But anyway, if that's the case, that they went, I don't want to sacrifice the vision for this park just because it's going to rain and people off. I'm like, do you know what? Good on you. Because...
Standing by your principles.
And it's not even the rain in Florida that shuts rides down.
No, it's the lightning. Yeah. But it is a park. We've been in there when it's poured down. There's not a lot to do.
Nope.
Honestly. Because you've only got 2 shows and they're at opposite ends of the park. There isn't a lot to do there in the rain. And it's...
And those shows, I mean, Le Cirque Arcanu is definitely not high capacity. I mean, Untrainable Dragon, I mean, it's a pretty good theater, but they're still not huge, right? Like, they're not huge like Fear Factor Stadium was, or
it's all Bonds,
not Poseidon, whatever.
Yeah, I would like to see.
Let's
some
not talk
more
about
shows.
why they're not using those theaters over at the other parks. We need some more people eaters. That's what we need.
Agreed. And so that leads on to my ugly. And Shelby kind of stole this off me.
Oh no!
So Shelby, but I'm coming at it from a different point of view. So I feel like a lot of people are going to like roll their eyes at me here, but because Tracy and I got to go at the media event and we got to go into that park with barely anybody in it, I feel a kind of ownership over it. I know that's...
I know exactly what you mean.
I feel a kind of ownership on it.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like that's partly my park.
Yep,
And
I do too.
Amazing. And then I went in, not so much our 4th day, more our 5th day. So our first day back in October, and it was rammed. And I was like, ugh, how dare these sweaty, horrible people come into my theme park and ruin it? Right? How dare you?
Oh, that's funny.
So it's people. It's the people ruining this park. Because to be fair, we even commented during the media event, it was already starting to show signs of wear and tear.
Because of how much they'd had of previews.
Already. I mean, Michelle, I don't know whether I've mentioned this on the show, but when we went for our first day, we had a pretty rough, our first day in October, we had a pretty rough day, to be fair. And we got to a point where about 4 o'clock, Tracy's like, we're going to have to get in line for something, otherwise we're just not going to ride anything. Because it got from probably like 11 o'clock till about 4, everything was an hour upwards. And it's like, we're just not going to do anything. So we were in Burke, so we'll jump in line for Hiccups. It was 80 minutes. And the team members are over the tannoy. Can people please not go beyond the ropes? Please don't sit on the stanchions or whatever. And there was people sat outside on the middle. There was kids rocking back and forwards on the metal poles that the ropes were on, because, as Shelby said, they're supposed to be solid into the ground. And so many of them now aren't, because people can't just leave them alone. People picking things and scratching paint and just being people.
I know.
People.
Makes me so sad. Yeah. When I'm in the parks, I take ownership over all of Universal property. All of it. Whether it's a hotel, the buses, whatever. Yeah. That is my second home. So if I see a piece of trash on the ground that I can easily pick up, I pick it up and throw it in the trash can.
As the saying goes, leave only footprints, take only memories.
Yep.
Exactly. So I don't understand why people have to break everything.
No. Well, let's go back. I was kind of embarrassed and I didn't want Tracy to get involved, but realistically at this point we should have done. Tracy and I were meeting Shelby and her current husband in Big Fire for a meal when we were there in October. We were sat out, and so they'd let us check in and wait, but they wouldn't let us go in until the whole party was there. So we went out on the patio by the fire pit. And at the time, the Earl the Squirrel truck obviously wasn't, but it was the Halloween one with pumpkins in the back, Michelle. You know the Earl the Squirrel truck that's normally out there? So they had that sat in front of Big Fire, and there's it was all like pumpkins and like Halloween
leaves,
sort of
stuff like that,
decoration stuff. There was a kid, about 7 or 8 years old, stood on the back of it, pulling the pumpkins out.
And throwing them.
What the heck?
Yeah.
And messing around with, and we were like, where's this kid's parents?
Wow.
And he was picking them up and looking at them and chucking one down and picking it. And he looked like he was going to launch one into the fire pit.
He did throw one. He tried.
Tracy was fuming.
Yeah, he wouldn't let me. I was going to go over and I was going to be that kid's parent of his nightmares.
Oh, I would have easily gone over and told him to stop.
But then his mother comes over.
Oh, and just didn't stop him.
And she didn't stop him. She was pointing stuff out at the back of it. It's this is why we end up with barriers around things and we can't enjoy them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Well,
so sorry, regular theme park guests, but I hate you. I think we've said this already. That's why opening day was such an amazing experience, because
yes, it was so pristine.
But not just that, everyone was there for, we were all theme park, we were all Universal people who were there because we appreciated what that opening day meant, apart from Chris.
Yep.
You never let that go.
I'm not going to let that go because I still don't understand why he didn't go.
Oh, Chris.
Bugger, because he thought it was going to be a madhouse.
But who cares?
Right?
That's the point. It doesn't matter whether it was or not.
Honest,
when do you get to be at the opening of a brand new theme park?
We were completely prepared for it to be a madhouse. We were shocked.
Yep, I went into that expecting it to just be an absolute show and not get to ride anything, and I was good with that.
It was crazy.
Instead, we rode everything except for, I think, fire drill.
Yep.
Crazy, yeah.
At least once. We rode things more than once.
We rode Hiccups at least twice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think, 3 times because we had a little helper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Cool. Right.
Just going off the back of your bad about the exposed rides and stuff like that. One of my bads was actually the lack, kind of linked with the lack of shaded spots, which I'm sure somebody's probably already mentioned.
Surprisingly not, no.
I didn't because of that. Yeah, and the one I alluded to about it not really being a bad, it was more disappointment, was that the amount of animatronics on Monsters Unchained going down.
With all of the times I've been on Monsters Unchained so many times, and I don't remember them being down more than just a couple of times.
So our last day there was probably our worst.
I'm not convinced we've ridden that ride with everything working 100%.
First time.
I have.
I don't think we did, because that Dracula animatronic hasn't been. Are you sure you've seen the final Dracula animatronic do its full thing, Michelle? Because
I
think it does more than that. I don't think many people have seen it in its full.
Well, But the reason I didn't use that as a bad was because I think that's actually just more disappointment than it being
it's bad.
Because,
it should be up and running. Anyway,
it's mechanics. Mechanics go wrong.
So should the Yeti at freaking Everest.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Over at Disney.
Yeah.
But, sometimes happens, Lee.
Yeah, I know. Right. Michelle, when are you going back? Do you need to stay tonight before you go back tomorrow? There's room. We've got the spare bedroom. I can figure it out if you need it.
I've been traveling for a while, so I could use a place to lay my head for a night or two.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Right. Well, we'll get that back bedroom sorted out for a minute. As I say, there's casserole and chips and dips and drinks out the back. Chris bought drinks and there's all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. Cool. Well.
Yes.
That is going to wrap up this episode. Thank you, everyone in the network who has been. We can't wait to see Epic Universe grow and become even better, because it will, and it is going to. Even next year, there already looks like there's going to be new things coming, and it's definitely had some teething trouble, that's for sure. But as the three of us have all said here, plus everyone else, it is an amazing theme park that's just going to get better. Thank you to all the members of the UUOP network who have visited Epic Universe for getting involved with this podcast. It's been fun having everyone around the house.
It has. Well, I've said it has. I've only been hearing about it from you while I've been away.
Kept me company while you were away.
Thanks for finding me, Tracy.
You're welcome.
I was hoping
I might have been stuck at the airport forever if you hadn't.
I know.
Maddie should have found you, to be fair. I can't believe she just left you anyway.
I know.
Shocking.
Newlyweds.
Busy about, exactly, and getting to the new house. I do want to give a plug. Please make sure you go and listen and subscribe to all the podcasts on the network. That is us, the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, our Halloween Horror Nights podcast, Rush of Fear, the theme park duo for your sort of SoCal haunt and theme park news, the Taste of Universal for all your Universal food, Universal Orlando food and beverage chat, the Portkey Passport, our Disney-centric very adult Disney podcast, the unofficial Great Britain podcast, the podcast that's about a thing that doesn't even open for 6 years. Go and check that out. We'd really appreciate it. And Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy and pop culture podcast with Kenneth and Kyle, because it's awesome. I love those two so much. Yes. Of course, if you want to keep up on the network as a whole, you can head over to facebook.com/UUOP Network or at UUOP Network on YouTube and Instagram for all the podcast releases. But in the meantime, that brings us to the end of another year of UUOP, and we will see you back here in 2026 for even more coverage of Universal Orlando. See ya.
That's the end of another stellar episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, the children of the night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info. The Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast, the unofficial Universal Great Britain podcast, and Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy, pop culture, and themed entertainment podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week, because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.